everyone, in this short clip I'm going to show you how to perform 2D lookup using XLOOKUP function. So why do we need this? Well, if you look at the table opposite, we can see that there are various tax periods in this table. So from the 1st of January to the 28th of February, the tax period for T1 was 0%. From the 28th of February to the 31st of March, the tax period was 13.5%. And from the 31st of March on, the tax period is 23%. This is a bit of an extreme example, but it is an example of what can happen over time when you're dealing with sales taxes, etc. So obviously, if we make a change in the reference table, we do not want those changes to replicate right the way through the sales order table here, for instance, and changing all the tax rates for all the periods. So when I enter a sales order for a particular date, I want the tax rate to be the correct tax rate for that date. This is why we need a two-dimensional lookup. Let me show you how that's done. So we'll just delete the formula there, and we're going to use a nested XLOOKUP for this example. So equals XLOOKUP. We're going to look up the date in the date fields of the reference table. Now normally we would just pick a column here, but as we don't know that yet, we're going to use another XLOOKUP to find out which column to use. Let's say XLOOKUP. In this case, we're going to use the tax code, and we're going to run the lookup array along the headers here. So now you can see what's highlighted is that we have an area bounded by dates here and by the headers here. So the return array is going to be everything between those two areas. So the return array is the data that is between the headers and the dates here. Once we've done that, we can close off that inner XLOOKUP, and then we put a comma in for the next argument of the main XLOOKUP. And that says, what do we do if it's not found? So we'll just say it's not found. And the next argument is quite important. We're not looking for an exact match. So the default on XLOOKUP is exact matches. But in this instance, we're looking for ranges of dates. So any date here in the sales order table must fall within a date range recognized by the sales reference table. In this case, we're going to use the -1 exact match or next smaller item. So we're going to just put in -1. And with that done, we can close off the formula. Now we can see that for the 13th to the 1st, for T1, it's 0%. Is that correct? With the 13th of January, it's in the period between the 1st and the 28th, which is 0%, which is correct. If you look at the next one, it's the 1st of the 3rd, it's T1. The 1st of the 3rd is in this period between the 28th and the 31st of March. So it should be 13.5%, which is correct. And for the 1st of the 4th, which is in a period between the 31st of March and infinity, then it's 23%. You'll notice that there's a not found error down here. This is what we said in the formula up here, what to do if it's out of bounds. And the reason that's the case is because this date is not represented in the table here. The earliest date is the 1st of January, and this is before the earliest date. So there is nothing before the 1st of January, so it can't be found. So in order to fix that, you would need to add a new row here and put in dates before the 1st of January with the correct taxes for those dates, and that will get fixed. So it looks a bit intimidating, but as you step through it, it's not so bad. So have a go, and I'll talk to you next time. All the best. Bye for now.